Today on Daybreak, the countdown is on. There are only about 3 hours left until the start of the solar eclipse, the first eclipse to sweep the entire country in almost a century. We'll bring you a live report from Oregon and tell you where you can watch the event here in the North State, straight ahead on Daybreak.
This is Daybreak, your morning news source. From the North State to the North Coast, get the facts right.
And we begin with a check of current conditions. Visibility going to be a big concern today so we can see a clear view of the eclipse. This is the view in Redding, and the temperature is 70 degrees. Here's a look at traffic near Highway 97 near Bend, Oregon. This is in the path of totality for the eclipse, where thousands of people are gathering to watch the total eclipse. Welcome to Daybreak. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Kelly Som. Everyone is talking about today's eclipse. Some people are dressed for it. Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger here to tell us how the weather is going to impact your view today. Like the glasses, Mike, they look good.
Yeah, thank you. And one of the reasons why I'm wearing these, of course, because I do eventually want to see the eclipse, but I can't see a thing here, which is good, because the only time you can really see anything with these is when you're looking at the sun. I do really want to reiterate, though, the safety factor. If you don't have glasses, the proper filtration, then don't look at the sun like you would any time of the year. That's just the one message I really do want to reiterate there today. But you may have seen some of those clouds on the sky cam around the Redding area. Take a look at First Alert Storm Tracker. We actually do have some clouds this morning, but those should move out here before the eclipse starts. This is what it's going to look like in Chico at 10:17 this morning, which will be the peak of the eclipse. Chico, you'll see an 83.4% of eclipse of the sun here. And then as we go through the morning hours, good visibility here. 11:39 is when it will end in Chico. For Crescent City, you've got good visibility as well. There may be some fog around Eureka, some patchy fog, but as you start heading north of Eureka, I think we'll be looking at mostly sunny skies. And look at that, 91% of the sun will be eclipsed in Crescent City. So that will be one of the better spots in Northern California to watch the eclipse, because the farther north you go, the more of the sun that will be eclipsed. And at a certain point in Oregon, it will be 100%. But again, for us in Northern California, it will not be totality. Back to you.
And we are just hours away from the start of the solar eclipse. Here in the North State, as mentioned by Mike, we will see a near total eclipse. The sun will be between 85 and 90% blocked. New this morning, we take you inside the path of totality to our north in Oregon. The state's population has exploded with eclipse visitors. About 5 hours north of here, every campground along the path of totality in Corvallis, Oregon is sold out. Meteorologist Rob Elvington is camped out at Crystal Lake Sports Fields at Wilmette Park there. He joins us with a live look this morning. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning again, Mike and Kelly. Again, I am live in Corvallis, Oregon. This is in the path of totality. Totality begins here at 10:17 this morning. Mike Kruger was talking about those glasses, and they've been giving out these glasses here at the campsite, very own Visit Corvallis Eclipse glasses. And yes, they do meet the ISO standards and even the British Standards Institute. So we are safe with these glasses. You want to make sure you have safe glasses if you are viewing the solar eclipse. And we're about 20 minutes away from the sunrise. And one thing you'll notice, there's not a cloud in the sky here in Corvallis in all directions. So we are super pumped about the solar eclipse. And the big question I've been getting on social media over the last 24 hours, what was the traffic like? How was Interstate 5? How was Highway 34? And you know what? It really wasn't that bad. Never really saw that much traffic. A little bit by Eugene, and then as we got closer to Corvallis. But what I'm hearing from a lot of people here is that people wanted to come, but they were just too afraid to deal with all the traffic and the crowds. So I think that might have turned a lot of people away. The people sitting beside us at our campsite said that about half the people didn't come with them because they were worried about the crowds and the traffic. But again, here we are in the totality path that starts at 10:17. We get about a minute and 42 seconds of totality. So I'll be here through the eclipse, of course. I'm not going anywhere. And again, we've got clear skies here, and we should have clear skies all the way through the eclipse. We'll have more coming up here in just a little bit. Mike and Kelly, back to you.
Thanks, Rob. And you don't have to go outside to watch the eclipse. You don't have to go to Oregon either. ABC News will air a special report called The Great American Eclipse. Anchor David Muir will lead the coverage from Charleston, South Carolina, with Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z in Nashville, Tennessee, and meteorologist Rob Marciano in Lincoln City, Oregon, along with a team of correspondents fanned out across the country. The team will report from viewing parties and landmarks in the path of totality. It airs today from 10 a.m. until noon, right here on ABC. We're counting down to the start of the eclipse here in the North State. Here is the countdown clock. We're at 2 hours and 50 minutes from when the eclipse begins in Redding. We'll see about 86% of the sun covered in Redding. The eclipse starts just after 9 a.m. It will last about 2.5 hours overall. We'll see the maximum eclipse around 10:20. Coming up on Daybreak, we have a list of free outdoor viewing events where you can catch the big event. PG&E is working to make sure the lights stay on when the sun is blocked from solar panels. Crews have been preparing for the solar eclipse for most of the year. They say they do not expect it to impact customer electric service today. They say they are prepared, but ask that California customers be ready to conserve power if they're asked to do so today. PG&E could issue a flex alert if the grid loses too much power. Here in the North State, the eclipse will reduce the sun's power again by about 85%. For rooftop solar panel users, that means a significant drop in your power today. 6:06 is the time in Shasta County. Hundreds gathered to honor the late retired Redding Peace Officer Doug Carney.
We love you, Doug. You will be missed beyond what my words can say.
Carney died suddenly of natural causes earlier this month at the age of 57. He was a family man, peace officer, deputy marshal, and volunteer. Advanced Redding donated the Civic Auditorium to be used for his memorial service, and several limousine companies pitched in to drive the family. Cool April Nights volunteers who worked with him say he had one slogan: "You can't put a price on helping our community, so we do it for free."
Doug was determined to see that each year Cool April was better than the year before. Without a doubt, Doug's passing has left a void in the Cool April Nights family that will be hard to fill. And as an honor to Doug, since he was working for me, I will not be reissuing his badge number, which was badge number 131, at least as long as I'm the marshal.
Many people at the ceremony quoted one of his famous lines, "It is what it is." Also in Shasta County, 5 Redding businesses had windows broken this weekend. One employee said he's never seen vandalism get this bad. Business 19 on Lake Boulevard had to clean up glass across the floor when they came in to find a rock thrown through the window. And From the Hearth had to temporarily close its drive-through when the windows got busted in.
It's frustrating being here my whole life, seeing what's going on lately. I mean, I know RPD just did a sweep and everything, but it's a tumbling effect. I mean, it's getting worse and worse.
Redding police say they're following up these cases and others around the city. 6 fires in the Orleans complex burning in the 6 Rivers National Forest are still active this morning. As of today, 13 of the 19 fires have been contained. Of the fires active today, the Euconoum fire and High Hay Press fire and Bernie fire are the largest. Firefighters say the Hay Press fire is the most active. Over the weekend, Redding Fire announced it's sending several firefighters to the Orleans complex to help out. Tonight, President Trump will address the country, making an announcement about his new plan in Afghanistan. Coming up on Daybreak, we'll take a closer look at what he's expected to say.
For the most part, we have pretty good visibility for the viewing of the eclipse today, at least in the valley. There will still be some haze out there, and especially for some of the mountains that smoke and haze as well. Maybe some fog along the coast. We'll also talk about a chance for some thunderstorms in the mountains coming up next.